Hello Capricorn, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Capricorn for the week of March 21st. Now Capricorn, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Capricorn, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here for you, Capricorn. Now don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. And if you do subscribe, you'll get weekly and monthly updates from me completely for free. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. Let me make sure everything is in view and we'll get right into it. All right, I think that looks just about good enough to me. Go ahead and put this right here. Capricorn, big energy here showing up. Two major arcanas in the future, two pretty big ones too, both nice cards to find. For you dealing with major themes here in the future, some of you have sort of been jolted out of a disappointing situation. You have, I feel like maybe spent some time feeling down, feeling out about something, but that has changed for you. And that situation has made you extremely strong in the future, for the future here. And I'm going to talk about that more as we go along, but taking a look here right away in your overall message, you have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is somebody who really cuts through the noise, cuts through the drama. The King of Swords will take their sword and cut through whatever doesn't work in their life. And this can be an energy of maybe really needing to act decisively on something. I think you've done that here, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But the King of Swords can also represent potentially a subject matter expert, maybe in your life somewhere, or like you may be looking to become an expert in something. You may also find yourself with the necessary knowledge or expertise in an area to maybe move up to the level of leader in your organization or in whatever it is that you do for your job. Like some of you may be stepping into a leadership role. If not in your job, it could be that you say, you know what, I'm going to be the leader of my life. Like I'm going to step into a leadership role in my life generally at this time. And some of you may be doing those types of things as well. This can refer to legal situations. The King of Swords might be a literal lawyer. It is Libra energy, energy of scales, energy of balance. Scales can represent karma, but also legal situations in the tarot. Now, in the past, you have the Five of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So the Five of Cups is somebody who's potentially sitting in disappointment. You can see here that they are really focused on these three cups here that are spilled on the grass, and they're not realizing that there are two cups behind them overflowing with joy, really. And for this person, they're having a hard time kind of staying present and staying in the moment. But what the Five of Cups, what I feel like my energy, the energy I'm picking up here is, I like the influence of the Ace of Wands with it, because the Ace of Wands represents the spark of life. It's like a spark of joy. It's birthing energy. You know, it's being able to create something. It's bringing something into existence. It's the best card that you want to get if you're looking to like physically start something, if you're looking to start a business, start a career, an enterprise, anything like that. But it's also just the energy of pure inspiration and passion. And so, as I was talking about at the beginning of this reading, I feel like some of you have sort of been jolted out of this melancholy feeling, of this down feeling here with the Five of Cups. I feel like maybe there was a situation that turned around very quickly for you with this Ace of Wands card showing up next to the Five of Cups. And I feel like for some of you here with this King of Swords, you've decided I'm just going to take I'm going to take ownership of my life and ownership of a situation and move forward, move beyond any sort of challenges here that you may be working with, integrate them, not ignore them, but integrate the challenge, integrate maybe the down feeling and use that as a springboard towards something really good in your life. Now, in the future, you have the Strength card and the Empress. So the Strength card represents power, and specifically willpower, in that the Strength card is about overcoming some type of internal obstacle, cutting through any of the challenges that may have been holding you or anchoring you to the past. You know, with the Strength card, this like for me gives me like sacral chakra vibes. The thing is, with the sacral chakra, you know, there may have been something that someone said to you a long time ago. Like I'm talking like in high school and middle school, maybe even younger than that, maybe a family member, anything like that. Someone's could have said something to you, and that thing that hurt you at that time, all those years ago, could still be trapped in your sacral chakra here as you have this Strength card. But what this indicates is that you are integrating that, you are healing from that, you are working past that sort of situation that may have hurt you, that may have hurt your energy. And some of you here are really moving forward in a big way. The Empress represents major abundance happening in your life. In fact, this can be considered the most abundant card in the tarot. This is Venus energy. Venus, yes, it's about beauty and romance and love, but Venus is also about luxury, wealth, the finer things in life, and abundance. And so, yeah, the other thing about the Empress is that it can also say that you are fertile, especially as you have the Ace of Wands. Now, I will say, if you are not interested in children, this is a major fertility sign with the Empress and the Ace of Wands. So, you know, if you want that, it's a very good sign. If you don't want that, I would say do what you have to do, Capricorn, with the Ace of Wands and the Empress to make, do what you have to do. But the Empress also represents fertility in another way, and that can mean birthing a business here as well with the Ace of Wands and the Empress. Planting a seed, planting an idea, planting a passion project into the ground and seeing it grow. So let's see what else we have here. Let's move up the pyramid. So you have the Two of Cups, you have the Four of Pentacles, you have the Nine of Swords, and the Three of Cups. All right, amazing. So Two of Cups, some of you may have been working through a heartbreaking situation between you and another person. The reason I say that is like the Two of Cups is typically my favorite romance card in the tarot. It's two souls linking up, as you can see on the card, in this lifetime. And there may even be a past life between you and this other person associated with it. You have to believe in past lives to really take that meaning. But the thing is, it's combined here with the Five of Cups, which is you being disappointed. Okay, now if I'm really thinking about this, you know, you see how there's this two of Cups card behind the person. What this could also be talking about is as this person works through the melancholy feelings, they find somebody that was there the entire time, as the Two of Cups card is behind them. Do you see what I'm saying? As you maybe work through whatever disappointment you may be going through, after you work through that, the person enters into your life. That could also be a more positive way that I look at that and I take that. It really depends on your situation. I think maybe some of you are working past a heartbreak. You have this Four of Pentacles here as well, which can represent somebody who is sort of holding on just a little bit too tightly, holding on to their pentacles just a little bit too tightly. And this can talk about your need to let go a little bit. And it doesn't mean like spend lavishly or spend more than you have, but it does mean that like this person feels like they'll never have enough. And that's why they're holding on so tightly to the money or the pentacles that they have. And so it's like that is a form of scarcity. If you do feel like you'll never have more or you'll never have enough, that is a form of scarcity. And so letting go of that thought or letting go of that mindset a little bit is what the Four of Pentacles can talk about and indicate. You have the Nine of Swords, which is about potentially stress and anxiety in your life. This person's kind of going through a nightmare. They really need to let go as well. And, you know, for this person, it's even sort of bleeding into their sleep, which is an important part for our health and establishing good health. And so some of you may be working through issues around sleep. Some of you may be having pretty vibrant dreams, maybe even nightmares. You have the Three of Cups, which is all about joy, celebration, and happiness, celebrating with others, having good times, letting go a little bit as well. That's kind of, even though we don't have the Hanged Man, which is the biggest card of needing to let go, there is an energy here around you letting go. So let's go ahead and see what else we have here. I'll be interested to see how we clarify the Three of Cups. So you have the Page of Swords, you have the Six of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Wow. So all of the cards coming forward here are Swords cards. Swords is the suit of communication, of intellect, logic, rationality, anything like that. An air sign, right? And swiftness, swift action, anything like that. Could also represent in some ways movement. The Six of Swords absolutely represents movement in your life. This is one of the big travel cards that you can find in the tarot. But the Page of Swords, there was disappointing news here in the past. That's why I think for many of you here, this Two of Cups and the Five of Cups might have been a painful ending between you and another person, or a painful separation here, because the Page of Swords can represent news. We did get that legal situation here as well with the King of Swords, which, that could be something I'm picking up on, like as it relates to divorce. That could certainly be the case. You also have this Six of Swords here, which I've talked about, going through a transition, going to somewhere new, going to a new place. And it also can talk about a rite of passage, which may be resonating for you, especially as you've maybe been dealt like a challenging hand, or you've been dealt some disappointing news. After those types of events, you really can go through rites of passages. You do have this Four of Swords as well, which is about really healing from heartbreak, which I really like to see here for you. Even though we don't have the Three of Swords card, you can see the Three of Swords card on the banner above this person. The fourth sword there represents healing, and that they will work through that situation. And so I definitely like to see that for you showing up here in the future. You will be getting healing from this situation of the past. So let's see what else we have here. You have the Queen of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So you have so many swords cards here. And take a look, you have the Queen and the King of Swords counterparts in the tarot. So some of you definitely, I feel like there's just a separation or a severance between the two, between you and another person. I just feel like saying that. For whatever reason, it just keeps coming in for some of you. The Three of Pentacles, interestingly enough, can represent your teammates or your teamwork, or your team environment in some ways. You have the Three of Cups here as well, which can represent your social circle. So Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles is highly social energy. Obviously working with others and working with teammates is a social act, right? And so I definitely feel like those are themes that have been prominent for you here recently. And those are things that you're really looking to sort of heal through. On a more positive note, the Three of Pentacles can represent you just being rewarded for all of your hard work, the energy and the effort that you put into something. Let's go and see what's at the top of the pyramid. You have the Emperor, very nice. So at the top of the pyramid and right directly at the base of the pyramid, right through the middle here, you have these two cards of boss energy, right? The Emperor is big boss energy. So is the King of Swords. It's the energy of leadership, of authority. And ultimately, the Emperor brings success to you, especially in your career situation. The Emperor might also be the father archetype, but for you, this is about achieving success, climbing the pyramid, climbing the ladder here, getting rewarded for all of the energy, all of the effort that you put into something. So it's such a good message to find at the top. And then you have this Knight of Cups here as well, which could bring a partner into your life. But remember, we've been talking about how some of you have been healing from that situation. I do feel like this is a case where, if you've recently separated from someone, there is someone coming in after you go through that healing process, maybe even after you go through a grieving process. For some of you here, someone steps in as your energy changes. So that's what I have here for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next reading.